Hello, my name is Don Lewis. I'm the pastor of outreach at New Life City Church, and I've been in that role for about 3.5 years, really enjoying it. In fact, it's fulfillment of a dream I've had for numbers of years. My background is that I started pastoring in Oakland, California, which is where I'm from, and I pastored for 9 years there. I moved from there to Little Rock, Arkansas, where I pastored for 5 years. And after 5 years, I became a part of a church planting team, and a number of us moved to Washington, D.C., where we planted a church in our nation's capital and just enjoyed God's grace in an amazing way there in Washington, D.C. While in D.C. and while pastoring, I also did several other things, and one of the things I did was I started a ministry called Neighbors Who Care. It was affiliated with Prison Fellowship Ministries, and it was focused on how does the church serve crime victims? And I was able to get involved with training people as to how to serve crime victims, as well as get involved with victims themselves. And I'm really passionate about that. Just the role of the church in helping people that are in crisis. That's critical. I see the church more as a hospital than I see it as a country club. And that's very, very important to me. That we need to have something to offer the community. Through a sequence of events, found ourselves moving out to the KC metropolitan area to take over a church on the Kansas side. That church is in Shawnee, Kansas, and I served there as lead pastor for about 12 years, and then requested to be allowed to be a community pastor. And the church accommodated that and established a new lead pastor, and I became a community pastor and got involved with the police department, fire department, got involved with the city of Shawnee, the mayor and city officials, and here again, saw God's kingdom impacting that city in a very, very significant way. When you talk to me about Christianity, the picture I have in my mind is that it was called the kingdom of God. So I don't just think church. When I say church, I'm not thinking about a building on a particular street. I think the kingdom of God, how that God is not just religious. He doesn't just do things on Sundays. He's active 7 days a week. He's active all the time. And I think that everybody who's a believer is actually a called minister. And that the term is used, are you called to the ministry? Well, I think every Christian's called to the ministry. And well, how do you express that calling? Well, some people preach and teach and would have you in counsel. Other people who are just as much called to the ministry as those who preach and teach are out there in society, and they're mechanics, they're truck drivers, they're lawyers, they're doctors, and they do an array of things, but they are foremost ministers by virtue of being born again and being transformed by the power of God. And their job is to see the kingdom expanded. And that is the word picture I have in my mind when I think about, well, we use the word church. Do you go to church? Well, I go to church, yeah. And occasionally I'll preach at church, yeah. I'm a pastor, but you are also a minister. You are also called. You also have a role to play as well. That excites me. And that leads me to the point of something I'm particularly passionate about, and that is fatherhood. I look at our society, I look at the whole criminal justice system, and I think about how we, the church, God's people, the kingdom of God, can impact that system, particularly through dads, teaching men that their role is critical. It's not just optional. Yeah, a kid could have a dad if he's a good dad. No. Everyone needs a healthy father, and if we don't have that, it impacts us. See, one of the roles a dad is to play in the life of a child is to define that kid and to define manhood for that kid. Teach the child how and why to resolve conflict. Teach the child, if it's a girl, hey, you're worth waiting for. You are worth waiting for. Don't compromise yourself. That's my passion. That literally is something I eat, sleep, and drink. That is my passion. I want to see men become fathers, healthy fathers. That's what I'm about. That's who I am. God bless you.